Welcome to the Sports by Cap podcast for episode 11. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about Detroit basketball, the Detroit Pistons salary cap situation. So let's go take a deep dive into that and take a look and see what we can do to help the Pistons get back to relevancy in the playoffs. They had a very strong performance in this year's playoffs, and hopefully they can build off of that momentum and we can add some pieces to get them to the next level. So let's take a look at their cap situation. If I go to Fanspo and we go to the Pistons payroll, you can see that we don't have a lot of payroll, right? So we have Tim Hardaway Jr., we have Dennis Schrader, Malik Beasley, Lindsey Waters, Paul Reed, Denise Jenkins. All these folks, these gentlemen are cap holds. So Tim Hardaway Jr., let's just see what he wants. Okay, we can give him that because we can always move him if we need to. Dennis Schroeder, yeah, $9 million is about right. Okay. Malik Beasley. Again, we're going to give them 4-year deals so that way we can move them if we need to and assign and trade. Okay, so I'm going to re-sign all these players. And we're going to take kind of a generic approach to retooling the team, right? Because they have really good players. They have really young players, okay? And they played really tough basketball in the first round against the New York Knicks. I was very impressed with the way that they played, and kudos to them for playing great basketball. So we got 18 players on the roster, which we need to move 3 of them. And then we got team options. So I'm going to go through each one of those and we're going to re-sign them. And let's take a look at that. So let's go down the... Okay, so we got a team option here. So I'll just sign him to a 2-year deal. We're going to give him a 1-year contract because we're just opting into his contract. For some reason, this website sometimes does not let you opt in. And so the easier way to do it is just to re-sign him. And then you can see how the cap numbers would work and kind of work around it, you know. So here we got a 2-year contract. Okay, so we can save that. Jaden Ivey for $10 million. I think that's the last team option. But we'll look at the cap sheet to make sure that we've covered all of our bases and we have all of our players re-signed or opted into. So we have a full roster. Again, we got to trade 3 players. And yes, we've opted into all of them. We've renounced 2 players. And if you look, we got 1 player over 30. Well, a couple players. So Tim Hardaway Jr., Dennis Schroeder, and Tobias Harris. Okay. So let's say that they want to go whale hunting and we want to go get Devin Booker. I know they have the draft picks. They got 21 picks. Okay. So let's just say that Devin Booker wants to go to Detroit because he's from Michigan. I don't know if he's from Detroit or from the area. But let's just see what we need to do to get him. So the first thing I would do is send Tobias Harris to Phoenix. And also Tim Hardaway Jr. and Dennis Schroeder. There you go. That works. And we would send them a boatload of picks so they could reload. So that would be a monumental trade if Devin Booker goes to Detroit. Okay. Now, I'll undo this trade, and then we'll do kind of a different move. We're going to call the Brooklyn Nets. And we'll dump some of the salary to Brooklyn. Now you ask, why would the Nets want to take on this? Because they have tremendous cap space, flexibility, and if I'm the Nets, I want to get as many number one picks as possible, and I want to have as much cap space as possible so I can go get 2 max players. Kind of like what they did with Durant and Kyrie. And there you go, it's successful. So we've cleared $70 million to go whale hunting now. Okay, because I'm not even over the salary cap. So let's say that the Bucks honor Giannis's wish. We can send him to Detroit. It's a clean move. And then we give him a bunch of picks. The other player that we could go for is maybe a Chicago Bull or Kristaps Porzingis. We could also take on True Holiday if they really wanted to. Got the roster, we could just take both of them. Let's see what that does. Yep, that works. So there you go. There's Detroit basketball. So those are some of the options that they can do. Again, what I'm thinking is they're just going to re-sign their own people and not be real wild in free agency because it's not really a hot destination. But if you're from Detroit or from Michigan, could be a good homecoming for you. All right? So, there you go. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching Sports by Cap here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you get an update anytime we upload new content. And check out the latest episodes from the show right here.